There's this song, Nursery Rhyme by Glenn Campbell. Let me be a little kinder. Let me be a little blinder to the faults of those about me. Let me praise a little more. Sometimes I wonder if this word is civilized, the people of this world, if we are civilized at all, because of the way we handle issues, especially issues that are not criminal, issues that are civil. We take them out of context, out of place, and interpret the laws, the regulations, the policies on these things as if they are the person, the human person is made for these laws and not the law for the human person. I want everybody to understand that, look, for every law, for every regulation, if you look at the spirit of it, it is for the good of man. No law is made to witch hunt, to condemn anybody. Because in the first place, there's no human being that is perfect, no human being that is without fault. Every one of us, we have one misdeed or the other in our lives and all of that, So when all these things happen, it is civilized, it is appropriate that we handle it with care. I give you these stories I read somewhere some time ago that, look, there is a teacher in a class and somebody reported a missing item. And then the teacher decided to look for the item and asked every student to stand up, raise up their hands, and close their eyes. And the teacher went about searching for that particular item in the pocket of every student in the class. And eventually, he found it. When he found it, he didn't say it. He went all around, went back to his seat. After some time, asked the student to sit down, put down their hands, and open their eyes. And then announced to them that he found the particular item that they were looking for. The teacher did not mention the person's name. The teacher only gave the owner his item at the time. Many years passed. The teacher was somewhere, and then a former student met him, introduced himself to him, and told him, look, it seems you don't remember me. I was that student who stole that particular item in class one certain time that you saved my face without announcing to the classmate what I did and humiliated me in end result. That particular act of yours made me to turn a new leaf and not to do that particular thing again. And the teacher said, I'm knowing you for the first time that you were the one. I closed my eyes searching for that particular item on that day. So I didn't even know who the student was. So that is how to sustain the dignity of the human person. Why am I saying all of this? The professor from the United Kingdom, Professor Audi, who was accused of plagiarism and the rest of them in the academies. Of course, we know that it is a serious offense in the academies, but it is not a criminal offense. Plagiarism is a civil offense, not a criminal offense. I don't know how they operate that in the UK, but we should understand that, look, I don't think that there is anybody in the academies that is free from academic theft. I don't believe there is anybody. In one way or the other, directly or indirectly, every academia have committed such in a little way or even in a bigger way. And unfortunately for Professor Audi, he was accused of that. And to save himself, after many dragging here and there, he resigned. to tell, okay, I accept, let bygone be bygone. No, we did not let bygone be bygone. We still went on dragging Professor Audi, humiliating his dignity, the dignity of the human person in him. The whole world humiliated him. The whole world killed Professor Audi even before he died. Unable to stand all of this, he died. Maybe as a result of too much thinking, which broke his heart and led to cardiac arrest or something of that nature, or maybe he committed suicide. Why? Because people of this world decided to take it to the extreme, a misdeed. Nobody thought of his contribution to knowledge in other aspects, his contribution to academics in other area. It was this plagiarism issue that became the bone of contention. Nobody thought of how competent he was in his duty as a university professor. Nobody thought of how versatile, intelligent, and all of that, all of those things, the quality, the good qualities he possessed means nothing to any of us. It was the academic misdeed that became the order of the day, and the whole world was on fire. But now he's dead because we could not be a little kinder, because we could not be a little blinder to the fault of Professor Audi, because we could not even praise him a little more. And he's dead. And people will now be calling, shouting, rest in peace, and all of that, and all of that. Every person out there, in one way or the other, contributed to the death of Professor Audi. You know, you can tie it to different things you want to tie it to. But the fact remains that, look, he didn't kill somebody. He didn't commit murder. He didn't rape a human being. If at all it is true, he only copied a work or sampled a work. Why is academics different? Musicians sample people's work. Why is the academic difference? What's the big deal about academic? He used AI generated work to complete his thesis and all of that. It does not mean that in the whole of that thesis, there is no idea of Professor Audi. It is all AI generated. Even at that, I am telling you now that, look, this AI generated that we are against in the academies, in the near future, we are going to fall back to it. AI generated will be a source of reference academic materials that people will be using in the near future. Or we'll create a different word, a different language, a different method that will perhaps AI method. You know, we have two basic methods: empirical method of conducting research and normative method of conducting research. We have another method, which is the third method, the mixed method, combination of both empirical and normative. And I will tell you that in the near future, we have a method that is all about artificial intelligence method of doing research. When that time comes, what are we going to tell Professor Audi? What will the world, the academic society, how will they reconcile with him when that time comes? I'm saying all of this because, look, we might think, oh, that time may never come. Many years ago in the Catholic seminaries, we have many rules and regulations that are very tight, you know. if you don't go this way or go that way, do it like this, you have committed a grievous offense. For instance, you don't go into the seminary with a laptop, with phones and all of that. I think now seminaries around the world are creating a waiver. So what are they going to tell those that they expel, that they punish, they sanction many years ago who did such thing? You say, oh, the law was the law as at the time. Law is made to serve man. Not just to serve man, to help build a better man, not to condemn a man. Professor Aldi would have been sanctioned privately without publicizing that particular act, and then call to order, if need be made to rework on his thesis. What is the essence of that law about plagiarism? To serve the man. Now the law that was there to serve the man condemned the man, killed the man in the process. All right? Because we are intolerant to misdeed. We don't want to be kind to anybody. Not forgetting that even if you are not guilty of this particular offense at a particular time, you are guilty of another. And because you have not been clamped, you have not been caught red-handed, you feel that you own a moral obligation to condemn the next person. That's not how the world works. We can't go anywhere with this kind of behavior. And with all of this, racism and everything we displayed in the case of Professor Aldi shows one thing, that despite the so-called exposure, despite the so-called education, the world has a large population of uncivilized and illiterate people. That's the take-home. For somebody to tie racism to this and drag this particular issue to an extent that somebody had to die, it shows that we are uncivilized. In fact, the animal kingdom, the animals as we know them, the apes, we'll talk about the rabbit, the dog and all of that, they are more civilized than we are. Because if we understand the animal very well, I don't think that we do what we have done to Professor Aldi to a fellow animal in that regard. I don't think so. We should be better off like that. We should be better in our thinking, in our approaches. When something happens, it is not for us to take it out of context, out of proportion, drag the issues here and there as if the person has killed the whole world. No. It is plagiarism, even if you want to put it that way. Like we say, what is even plagiaristic in anything? Is there any work that you want to do that is new under the earth? You did something. If you bring every research work, bring them out in every discipline, social sciences and what have you, whatever thing you are dealing with has been dealt with. You're only creating a minute stuff. At the end of the day, what is your own in your research work is one little line or paragraph in your conclusion. Every other things are product of here and there that you have put together. Put people's work together and use it to analyze a topic you think you have created, and then it becomes your work. When somebody samples it in his work, it becomes plagiarism. You are not calling yourself somebody who is guilty of plagiarism because you feel after saying according to this. So you mentioned this and you put in bracket the person's name, you put it here, I say you cite. You go to reference but put the person's work there. A work that is independent, somebody that should be pursuing plagiarism is the person who did not reference anybody, who did not cite anybody. Your ideas are independent, but in research you said that's not it. You must write yourself by citing people, by quoting here and there. And then somebody did that. By sampling something, you call it plagiarism. Somebody, because you feel, AI detector has detected that, look at this work is generated. Even someone who did a work about 10 to 12, 15 years ago just did a random check with AI, and it's AI declared the work AI generated. And we are trusting machine. We are trusting machine in all of this. Professor Odding may have his defenses at the time, but because the whole world has declared him guilty even before